no need to get caught up in the hype of what you heard that, okay, hey, just because of so much money, you might need a trust. If all you're looking to do is just pass your funds on to your beneficiaries, you can do that through listing them as beneficiaries on your investment accounts.
Welcome to the Your Life, Your Money podcast with Scott Sierens, teaching you how to thrive in life, wealth, and retirement.
Welcome to the Your Life, Your Money podcast, where we discuss thoughts, strategies, and actions to help you thrive in life, wealth, and retirement. I'm your host, Scott Sierens, and today we're going to be discussing some more financial fact or fiction, covering topics from Roth versus traditional 401ks, whether or not you need a trust, life insurance and retirement, annuities, and Social Security. So we've got a lot of great topics, again, financial fact or fiction, to help you just simply understand yes or no in regards to some complex subjects. In regards to building wealth and helping you build wealth and reducing your long-term tax picture, feel free to go to lifemoney.com. Again, that's lifemoneyshow.com, where we host all of our content from podcasts to blog posts to videos to help you and your financial future. Well, before we dive into the financial fact or fiction, I found a really good article here that I wanted to share from, an article that was on NerdWallet, and the title was Why You Should Test Drive Your Retirement. Now, I thought this was interesting because, a lot of folks have been working day in and day out, and that work gives them, let's say, a sense of accomplishment, gives them social interactions, something to do. And so have you really thought about what you're going to do in retirement? What you're going to do with your free time? What actions you're going to take, how you're going to stay healthy, how you're going to keep your mind and body active. And the part that I liked that I wanted to pass along here from the article was it talked about taking a 2-week vacation to mimic what you think that your retirement might look like. I thought this was great. So basically, hey, I'm going to take 2 weeks off, and in these 2 weeks, I'm going to mimic what I think retirement will be like. And maybe you'll love that 2 weeks, or maybe that you'll decide, well, hey, retirement, isn't what you were targeting. Maybe you just want to kind of go part-time first, or maybe you realize that you need to find more activity for your time. Maybe that's volunteering. And so it's really, creating a list of what you want to do during those 2 weeks. Take those 2 weeks off, kind of test drive your retirement and see what that's like. And hopefully it helps you transition into those next steps. Hopefully you found that was helpful. Again, a NerdWallet article, and we'll include a link in the show notes if you want to read the article. All right, moving on. Let's talk financial fact or fiction. Sometimes keeping things really simple is what helps understanding, yep, this is a fact. Nope, it's fiction in regards to different topics. So let's start with the first one. Fact or fiction, a Roth 401k is better than the traditional 401k. And this is fiction. And you might be thinking, wait, what? I thought Roth grows tax-free and you could withdraw it tax-free. And let's just kind of back up a little bit. Let's understand the difference between the Roth 401k and the traditional 401k. The Roth 401k, you pay the tax today. Like I mentioned earlier, it grows tax-free, and you can withdraw it tax-free. The traditional 401k, you get the tax deduction today, and then it grows tax-deferred, and every penny that you take out, you're going to pay tax on. And so why was this fiction? Well, it all depends on what you believe your taxable income is today versus what your taxable income will be in the future, and what you think your tax rate today will be versus what you think your tax rate will be in the future. And so to kind of wrap up on this one, if you feel that your taxes will be higher in the future, then yes, the Roth 401k may be a better solution for you to put your money into today. But if you feel like your taxes are lower in the will be lower in the future, then maybe the traditional 401k is better for you today, right? Take the tax deduction today while your taxes are higher, and then you pull the money out while your taxes are, like you believe, lower in the future. A big part of this and what we do for our clients is, as we help them through tax planning, is doing a tax projection and putting together that income plan that will also project out not only just your future taxable income from like a Social Security, rental income, pension income standpoint, but also will project what your required minimum distributions would be, because those will add up as well and could potentially put you in a similar or higher bracket in your future, just depending on how much you've saved into that traditional 401k. So doing an income plan and a projection will help you out, and it really comes down to those two parts. Do you think your taxes will be higher in the future or lower in the future? Okay, let's move on to the next one. Fact or fiction? You do not need a trust to pass investment accounts to your children. You do not need a trust to pass investment accounts to your children, and that is a fact. You know, all the time I hear people tell me, well, I heard that you really need a trust if you have $100,000, or if you have $500,000, if you have $1 million, if you have $2 million or more. And from an investment standpoint, your investments will pass to the beneficiaries that you have listed on the accounts. So you do not necessarily need a trust to pass the money that's in your investments on to your children if they're listed as the beneficiaries. Now, maybe a reason why you might want to think about having a trust is if you don't want your beneficiary to get like one lump sum. Let's say you have $1 million in your account, you were to pass away, and let's just say it was your son or daughter or both listed as the beneficiaries. Once you pass away, they will then be the sole owners of that money. And if you, for some reason, feel like maybe they shouldn't get all of it at once, or it needs to kind of be spread out over time, that might be a reason why you would want to then incorporate a trust into your account. But no need to get caught up in the hype of what you heard that, okay, hey, just because of so much money, you might need a trust. If all you're looking to do is just pass your funds on to your beneficiaries, you can do that through listing them as beneficiaries on your investment accounts. Hopefully you found that one to be helpful, because I have a lot of people that will come in and say, do I need a trust? Do I need a trust for this? So hopefully that helps answer some of your questions there. Next one here, financial fact or fiction? You need life insurance in retirement. That's fiction. Let's really think about this. What is life insurance for, right? Life insurance is to provide a benefit to your beneficiaries to replace any sort of income that you are bringing in so that they can continue to maintain their lifestyle. Now, if you've saved enough to maintain your lifestyle in retirement, whether it's one or two of you or whomever you might be supporting with that life insurance, well, if you've saved enough, then there's really no need for the life insurance. I find a lot of times that people that have existing life insurance policies as they go into retirement, sometimes they almost have this like emotional tie to it. But you really need to take a step back and look at your situation and say, okay, is this still necessary in my situation? Now, on the alternative side, let's just say you have a sizable estate and you might be looking at a state estate tax or the federal estate tax. Well, in that case, sometimes people use life insurance to help their beneficiaries cover the tax that would have to be paid in the event of their passing. So just to kind of wrap up here, something to look for is if you do currently have life insurance and you are retired, taking a look at it and understanding, is it really necessary for your situation, or could your survivors survive and maintain lifestyle just based on what you've saved up? If they can, maybe this would help save you on some premiums, and if there's some cash value built up in it, it might actually you'd be able to take that cash value and put it in your pocket. But if they won't be able to survive or maintain without that life insurance, then maybe it's a good idea to keep that intact through retirement. All right, our next one here, financial fact or fiction? Annuities are bad investments. Now, this is fiction, but I think we've really skipped a part here, right? Because this is just purely talking about a product. And every product has a pro and a con and has a purpose. Does that purpose really fit into your plan? So based on your plan, maybe you need guaranteed income, or maybe that you need principal protection. Maybe you need a guaranteed rate of return. So like I mentioned, everything has a pro and con to it. So by utilizing annuity, you might have to give up liquidity. You might have to give up growth. So it's really not just focusing on a product. And I get how this comes up because there's a lot of, I'll say, advertisements and marketing out there that tell you that annuities are great and the best thing ever. And then there's a lot of advertising and marketing out there that telling you that, annuities are bad and that they're the worst thing ever. Take the marketing aside and really take a look at your plan, and do the features of the annuity fit something or a reason that you need those in your plan. So I mentioned some pros earlier, right? Guaranteed income, principal protection, rates of return. But also there's some annuities out there where, you might be looking at some really high fees. A lot of variable annuities can potentially have high fees to them. I've found sometimes people just have annuities that didn't fit their situation or had unnecessary riders on them that weren't a fit. So it's not really looking at the product, it's looking at the plan and then understanding, does that product fit your needs in your plan? Hopefully you found that to be of help. All right, next financial fact or fiction. Claimed Social Security can be reduced if you make too much income. This is a fact, but only if you are claiming Social Security and making too much income prior to full retirement age. So that's kind of, if you want to visualize this Social Security timeline, right? Age 62 to 70, and then put your full retirement age marker in there. And if you're claiming prior to full retirement age and you're still working, if you make over the income thresholds that are governed by the IRS and the Social Security Administration, then you could actually have your Social Security reduced by every dollar that you go over that threshold. Now, if you were to wait until full retirement age and then claim and continue to work, you can make as much as you want and claim your Social Security without any reductions. There's no thresholds once you reach full retirement age. Well, what does that mean to you? All right. So if you are thinking that you're going to continue to work through your full retirement age and maybe even longer, then you might really want to hold off on claiming your Social Security, right? Because if you do go over the thresholds, that Social Security amount will be reduced. And also remember that once you make the decision of when you're going to take Social Security, there's really no going back. I mean, you can, but you have to pay back everything that you've taken from Social Security. So I always kind of say and let people know, it's almost like there's no going back. Really take a look at Social Security, and what I would combine this with is your income plan. Really taking a look of, okay, all of your different sources of income, how much you've saved up, and then really when is the best time to take Social Security based on that. Folks, I hope you found this to be of great value and benefit. Thanks for joining us on the show. Again, check us out at lifemoneyshow.com. That's lifemoneyshow.com for all content to help you build wealth and reduce your long-term tax burden. We've got videos, podcasts. Also, if you're finding value and benefit, don't forget to subscribe, as we're going to continue to come out with new podcasts to help you build wealth and reduce your long-term tax picture. Also, I look forward to our next conversation to continue to help you live life today and be financially confident about your tomorrow.
Sierens Financial Group is an independent financial services firm that utilizes a variety of investment and insurance products. Investment advisory services offered only by duly registered individuals through AE Wealth Management, LLC. AE Wealth Management and Sierens Financial Group, Inc. are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. Sierens Financial Group, Inc. is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein, provided by third parties, have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Sierens Financial Group, Inc.